Polarity Alchemy, I really feel it's about reading the frequencies and reading the frequencies of not necessarily judging them. These are lower frequencies, these are higher frequencies, but just feeling into the density, the flavor of them, and if they resonate with your soul, with your heart. And if they don't, then it's a layer that's been put upon you through time, through space, experiences, sometimes even past lifetime energies that get passed on to us. So yeah, really tuning into the quality, the density, the flavor of that frequency, and then going back to my heart energy, my soul, my higher self, that infinite light of my being, and kind of laying it underneath with a visualization, just with my sensation, so that I can really hold and look at this while I'm still focusing on the pureness of my light, focusing on the pureness of my being, and from that space then looking at it. Sometimes I ask questions of where does it come from, and I can trace the timeline back to when I felt that flavor for the first time. So very often kind of leads me back to maybe 6, 7 years old. And then when I can see it in its whole and how it has affected me throughout my life, then I can also kind of separate it a little bit from my being, because I can start to see now. And when you can see a pattern and habit, a certain kind of self-talk with clarity, and can trace it back in your timeline, then it also becomes easier to alchemize it and to then ask, okay, what is the polarity frequency of this? And if it's self-judgment, depression, sadness, then the polarity of depression might be happiness. The polarity of self-judgment might be confidence. The polarity of fear might be also confidence. So everyone has their own personal polarity. So I always want to ask, what is yours, so that it doesn't come from me. But then we can start to work with that frequency. When you hold a capsulated frequency, for example, we hold the frequency of self-judgment, we can start to look into it and maybe even see the color, the frequency of density, like I always call it flavor. You can feel where it rests within your body. Sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's in the back body, sometimes it's everywhere. And then just by looking at it, instead of pushing it away, we can look and invite it in, and then start to transcend it by, again, looking at the polarity. And then if that is confidence, the polarity, for example, then we can look into what is the flavor, is the strength, maybe even the color of light. Some people have a beautiful energy perception where they see the light, really, but most people, we can feel it, or you can have it as an inner knowing. And then the opposite frequency, we can start to bring it in with our breath and lay it underneath the sensations in our body, where we feel the density, the heaviness. And then once that kind of feels acknowledged, attended to, then it's really important to raise the frequency of the heart, your soul's light. And then we can also call upon the earth elements, work with the frequencies of earth, wind, water, fire, as well as certain gemstones. I often work with frequencies of diamonds, as well as just particular gemstones that call themselves in. And kind of embedding that place so it really feels nurtured, taken care of, and it becomes so much in your focus, and your harmony becomes more part of you than that frequency of lack or density or low self-esteem, judgment, etc.